All right, let's read the law together. Deuteronomy 14. Ye are the children of Yahweh, your God. Ye shall not cut yourselves, nor make any baldness between your eyes for the dead. Okay, now if we go, let's see here, to, I like to go to BibleHub.com because they have a lot of parallel translations uh, that are really accessible. Okay, so here it says, New Living says, since you are the people of Yahweh your God, never cut yourselves or shave the hair above your foreheads in mourning for the dead. Okay, so it says you're not supposed to shave your head for the dead. It's a law. For thou art an holy people unto Yahweh thy God, and the Lord hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself above all the nations that are upon the earth. Okay, so the Lord has chosen the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Israelites, to be a peculiar people unto himself above all the nations that are upon the earth. Of course, um, uh, this is if they follow the law, they will be the head. But if they don't follow the law, they'll be the tail, right? So, yes, we will be above all nations upon the earth. Currently, that's not our status. Currently, we are not above all the people on the earth. And that is because we have taken the law of Yahweh and tossed it behind our backs and forgot about it and disregarded his law. So we need to familiarize ourselves with the law and begin to execute the law every day in our lives and everything that we do and the way that we conduct ourselves and the things that we say and the things that we do. All right, moving on. Thou shalt not eat any abominable thing. Okay, and then part of that law is what we eat and what we choose to consume. These are the beasts which ye shall eat: the ox, the sheep, and the goat, the hart, which is like a deer, and the roebuck, same type of thing. It's like a deer, and the fallow deer, and the wild goat, and the pygarg, and the wild ox, and the chamus, and every beast that parteth the hoof, and cleaveth the cleft into two claws, and cheweth the cud among the beasts that ye shall eat. Okay, so let's take a look at that parted hoof. This is what it is here. So this is a parted hoof, right? You could see that the part goes all the way down the middle. It completely parts the hoof right into two claws. Okay, so it has the beast that is clean to eat. It has to part the hoof, right? And cleaveth the cleft into two claws. Okay, just like this. Okay, and cheweth the cud among the beasts that ye shall eat. Okay, so if we go here and we say, all right, well, all right, we know about parting the hoof into two claws, right? Okay, so that's cool. What about what is cud? What does cheweth the cud mean? It says cud as scraping the throat. Cud. Okay, let's see if we can get a better definition here. Uh, let's see here. Definition: food brought up into the mouth by a ruminating animal from its rumen to be chewed again. So basically, it says the large first component of the stomach of a ruminant, which is cellulose and broken down by the action of symbiotic microorganisms. Okay, so it's basically kind of regurgitating its food back to be chewed up and to also be broken down by microorganisms. Okay, so we know that uh, cows do this, right? They and goats do this as well. Okay, let's see here. Every beast that parteth the hoof and cleaveth the cleft into two claws and cheweth the cud among the beasts that ye shall eat. Okay. Nevertheless, these Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the cloven hoof, as the camel, and the hare, and the coney. For they chew the cud, but they divide not the hoof. Therefore, they are unclean to you. So, even if they satisfy one of the requirements of being a clean animal, uh, that you would be able to eat, it's not enough. They have to satisfy both of their requirements, and that is the divided hoof, and they also have to chew the cud. So if they only satisfy one of the requirements, they are unclean to you. You cannot eat them. Okay. And the swine, because it divideth the hoof, and the swine, because it divideth the hoof, yet cheweth not the cud, it is unclean to you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh, nor touch their dead carcass. These ye shall eat of all that are in the waters. All that have fins and scales shall ye eat. And whatsoever hath not fins and scales ye may not eat, it is unclean to you. Of all clean birds ye shall eat, but these are they which ye shall not eat: the eagle, and the ossifrage, and the osprey. Okay, so let's see here. Know what an eagle is? Well, we could just check it anyway. Yeah, eagle, vulture, griffin. Okay. All right. Ossifrage, let's see. Bird of prey. Perhaps a vulture or ossifrage. Could be an extinct animal. Or the osprey. Black eagle, a buzzard. Okay. Oh God, those things are. Have you seen those things? They're not the nicest looking bird in the world. Let's see here. Let's see if we can pull up a picture of the buzzard. Okay. Buzzard. Okay, that's a common buzzard. Okay, I was thinking of something else then. There's some ones. Oh, yeah, this is the one here. Turkey buzzard. Oh, my God. Look at that thing. It looks like a Night of the Living Dead type of bird, like a zombie bird or something. Crazy looking. Yeah, definitely don't want to eat that. Okay. Yeah, it's against the law. All right. Okay, let's see here. Okay. And the gleed, and the kite, and the vulture after its kind, and every raven after its kind, and the owl, and the nighthawk, and the cuckoo, and hawk after its kind, the little owl, the great owl, and the swan. Okay, let's see here. Let's look at that word for swan. Okay, unclean animal of some kind, perhaps the ibis, water hen, species of owl, could be an unclean lizard, perhaps a chameleon. Um, okay, and the pelican, and the gear eagle, and the cormorant, and the stork, and the heron after its kind, and the lapwing, and the bat. Okay, so the bat is also listed here as an unclean animal, and it's interesting because um, the bat is actually where they're doing a lot of the study for the jab. Uh, so just keep that in mind too. That you know, and ask yourself where all these cell cultures come from, and just know that the bat is an unclean animal. Okay, according to Deuteronomy 14:18, that you're not supposed to eat, let alone anything more invasive than eating. Okay. All right, let's move on. And every creeping thing that flieth is unclean to you. They shall not be eating. They shall not be eaten. But of all clean fowls you may eat. You shall not eat of anything that dieth of itself. Thou shalt give it unto the stranger that is in thy gates. he may eat it, or thou mayest sell it unto an alien. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. Thou shalt not see the kid in its mother's milk. Okay, so it's saying basically, if you find like anything just dead, like it's just you found it, it's dead. Thou shalt. You're not supposed to eat it, right? You said you can give it to a stranger that is in your gates, right? Somebody who is not of the children of Israel, that he may eat it, or thou you can also sell it to somebody, right? That's not of the children of Yahweh, right? Because we are a holy people. We're supposed to keep these commandments, and this is a commandment. You can't eat anything that dies of itself, okay? Because we are separated people unto Yahweh. We have to conduct ourselves in the manner befitting of a separated people unto Yahweh, right? According to his word. If we are his children, we'll abide by our Father's word, okay? And thou shalt not see, thou shalt not boil a baby goat, a kid, in its mother's milk, okay? Thou shalt truly tithe the increase of all thy seed. Okay, so let's go in here and let's check out this word, tithe. Okay, so tithe means take the tenth part of, give a tithe, take a tenth. Okay, so it's 10%. That's what a tithe means. Tithe means 10%. It literally means a tenth. And so let's see here. It says, thou shalt truly tithe all the increase of thy seed that the field bringeth forth year by year. And thou shalt eat before the Lord thy God in the place which he shall choose to place his name there, the tithe of thy corn, of thy wine, and of thine oil, and the firstlings of thy herds and of thy flocks, that thou mayest learn to fear the Lord thy God always. Okay, so in those things which you plant, right, and those things which you raise, namely the herds of your flocks, right, you always have to give and separate and give that 10%, right, unto Yahweh, because everything belongs to him anyway, right? But that tithe is a recognition that letting, you know, paying your respect unto Yahweh, saying, I know everything is yours anyway, you have given me all my increase. And it's a way for us to abide in the law of Yahweh and to show Yahweh love, number one, fear and respect, and the honor due to Yahweh. So tithing is a very good thing, right? That thou mayest learn to fear the Lord thy God always. And if the way be too long for thee, so thou art not able to carry it, right? The tithe of your corn, your wine, and of your animals, or if the place be too far from thee, which the Lord shall thy God shall choose to set his name there, when the Lord thy God hath blessed thee, then shalt thou turn it into money, and bind up the money in thine hand, and shall go unto the place which the Lord thy God shall choose. And thou shalt bestow that money for whatsoever thy soul lusteth after, for oxen, or for sheep, or for wine, or for strong drink, or for whatever thy soul desireth, and that thou shalt eat there before the Lord thy God, and thou shalt rejoice, and thou and thine household. Okay, so it's saying basically, you know, so if the place where you're supposed to go, right, to make your offering is too far for you to travel with those things which you are to tithe, it's okay to turn it into money, right? To convert it into money, to sell it, right? So because it's easier to travel with money than it would be, say, 10%, right, of that blessing which you've been bestowed with, right? Whether it be oil, wine, or grain, or your herds, it's okay to convert that into money and to bring it unto that place where the sacrifice is to be made, right? And there, you can convert it, right? You can buy oxen, sheep, wine, or strong drink, or it says whatever thy soul desireth. and thou shalt eat there before the Lord thy God, and thou shalt rejoice, thou and thine household. Okay. And the Levite that is within thine gates, thou shalt not forsake him, for he hath no part nor inheritance with thee. At the end of 3 years thou shalt bring forth all the tithe of thine increase the same year, and shall lay it up within thy gates. Okay, so at the end of 3 years, right? You take the tithe of your increase, so 10% of whatever you have increased in, right? After 3 years, and you lay it up within your gates. Okay, and the Levite, because he hath no part nor inheritance with thee, and the stranger and the fatherless and the widow which are within thy gates shall come and shall eat and be satisfied. Right. So this is the tithe. This is saying who the tithe is for. And the Levite, because he hath no part nor inheritance with thee, and the stranger and the fatherless and the widow. Okay, so these people who are alone, right? Who they don't have a father, or for the widows who don't have a husband, right? So it may be harder for these people to provide for themselves, which are within thy gates, right? They shall come and shall eat and be satisfied, that the Lord thy God may bless thee in all the work of thy hand, which thou doest, right? So God will bless you so that you could take care of his people and do those things which are right in his sight, right? To help your neighbor, right? It says here to help the stranger, the fatherless, right? The widow, all these people which are within thy gates, right? So meaning the gates would be like the gates to the city. So the gates to your particular town, right? These are the people who the tithe is meant for. Okay, and God will bless you because of it. Okay. All right, let's go to Psalm 29 and 2. Give unto the Lord the glory due unto his name. Worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness. Until the next time, be blessed.